All right, hey folks. So we were talking about last night on the podcast. Josh was telling me about this immigrant camp, and he's been talking about it since we got here. And I definitely wanted to get a chance to come out here and see it. And Josh, if you will, number one, just kind of take us through. You were kind of showing some of these booties that they wear.
Yeah.
You guys are going to see all of this trash. It's a real problem that we need to fix in this country, and we don't need to wait till it's on your doorstep before you start giving a shit about what's going on with the influx of criminal immigrants into our country. So Josh, just take it away.
The way we discovered this was interesting, right? Because you see the trash is just laid out here. We'll see a whole bunch of trash. The neighbors called me and they were like, hey, are you guys burning trash at the back? I'm like, no. And we kept seeing smoke, and they were burning, it was diapers, baby food bottles. You know, they were trying to hide this evidence, and that was when we were having a bunch of kids come through to, you know, it was like the asylum trick. Hey, here are my kids in the U.S., I gotta do it. So when we found this place, it's a bowl, and the brush is so thick that they can hide up under that brush and be, you know, they're not only are they defilated from sight, but pretty much from a thermal too.
Right.
And when you get in here, what you'll see, it's like a way station. I don't know if I can find it, but there's been one time when I came in here and there was a backpack hung up full of feminine hygiene products. It was like when you come through, you're like, oh, I need some tampons.
Wow. We've
found cases of water out here before that were stacked up, but it's like they come, they change their clothes, and then these are booties. You know, Border Patrol spends a lot of time over the last few years. If you're ever driving down the road here, you'll see a set of 3 tires and chains. And what they'll do is they'll drag that right before sunset and then try to get tracks.
Make it clean, yeah.
Well, you know, it's a cat and mouse game. So what the coyotes have their illegal crew do is they get these little booties made to put over their shoes to hide their tracks.
I think they're technically called border jumping moccasins.
Border jumping, hey, that's it. It's kind of funny, we had a guy from Minnesota, and I cleaned these up, and I gave him, I was like, hey, I got you a pair of house shoes. And he's like, oh, thanks, guy. But yeah, let's walk through here, because this is just the start of it. But you can see, I mean, okay, whatever you think, look at this trash. This is a beautiful landscape that is trashed. And if you did this in a city, you'd have every liberal nut freaking out about it. Yeah. Yeah. But it's okay, you know. Tuna packets. But anyway, yeah, we'll walk down here and kind of get into the bowl a little bit more. I think we go here. And, you know, the problem that Border Patrol has with this is there's no easy way to get here.
Yeah.
One of the issues that makes this such a highway is that pipeline that we were driving down most. It runs about 60 miles. It starts back down there. So it'd go about 12 miles through the brush from Mexico, get on it, and that pipeline pops out and goes past both Border Patrol checkpoints.
Right. And currently we're what, like 40 miles from the border?
From here, we're probably in the 20s.
20s?
28, 29, something like that.
And they've walked all this way?
Yep. Yeah, here's a bunch of stuff here.
Perfectly good backpack.
Shoes. You know, but I mean, look at this. This is like hundreds of people that come through here.
Yeah.
Hundreds and hundreds, maybe thousands. And this goes and goes and goes. We're not even at the really busiest spot yet.
Do they walk them this far? Or they...
Oh yeah, they're always going to be with a coyote. They're always, so not only do we see maps, things like that, you know, iPads, Border Patrol's saying that now the coyote uses a drone, puts the drone up, runs down the pipeline, checks and comes back.
Does a little recon.
So even the cartel is now utilizing drones, and so we need to go, that's the bowl right there. So, you know, think about it. There's so many people coming through. There's not even room for all of them in the main.
Do these areas go through like periods of high activity and then periods of quiet?
Yes. So it's like a.
Are they like they choose different points and just kind of?
So they'll hit this real hard, and then Border Patrol will move assets over, and then they'll go somewhere else. So all this brush is thick enough that they can bed down and not get seen when, you know, when the helicopters come by. I mean, it is just, it goes and goes and goes.
Thousands of bottles, trash.
I'm not seeing much fresh stuff, but yeah. Here's a jacket, you know, camo.
They're just swapping clothes
Yep.
because it's worn out, because it's wet.
Well, so it's wet. Here's some camo. Real tree. But depending on what you paid the cartel for, this could be, if you're getting a ride from here, you're dropping all your crap.
Yeah.
You know, if you're continuing walking, you're changing out. That's what you see in all the trash bags. So the dry clothes are in the backpack, in the trash bag. They cross the river. They don't change right there. They get 20 miles or so before they.
What's the fee per? Do you know the?
For what to just get across, I'm hearing the going rate's like $1,800. And they don't care if you get caught, because then you just got to pay them $1,800 a person when you redo it. But
if they get caught by border, they're not going back. I mean,
sometimes, but you know, if they do, if they're running, so if you got a guy running drugs, right? He got a backpack full of fentanyl. Border Patrol catches him, dumps his backpack. They pick him up. They know he's running drugs. They don't have the drugs. Goes back. I mean, there was a kid that he got caught 3 times in 1 month. Here, it was the kid that stopped me when I was driving down the road and flagged me down. I mean, that's a molly. Look at that right here. Not use maxi pads, but in the current political climate, everything that I'm showing you is apparently because I'm racist. You know, that's what they'll. But I mean, there is a flood. I mean, if it's your backyard, do you want a flood of people coming through here? You know, like that? You know, Uvalde had an issue where they were chasing some guys in a truck. Truck ran through the fence right at a Little League practice, bailed out, multiple accidents happen that way.
Yeah. Well, and the fact of the matter is, it's not good for the migrants to be living with it like this, with kids. Obviously, we have lots of drugs coming in with them as well. Mm-hmm. It's just not good for anybody. And the fact of the matter is, we have laws, right? We're either a nation of laws or we're not. And we're either a nation with borders or we're not a nation. So.
And there is a front door, and there is a correct way to do it.
Yep. Come the right way.
Yep.
Everybody's welcome.